Alrighty, here we are sitting inside our Icon A5. And again, you can see right off the bat, it's not a super complex looking piece of machinery inside. Like I said, it almost looks like a car. Let's take a look at it from the outside real quick. You can sort of see it's got the one propeller. And we can look in here and we can say, wait, looks like I have me a female co-pilot. You know what that means? Mile High Club. Excuse me. HR just said I have to apologize for that compliment. Okay, anyways, going on. Let me get back inside the vehicle. Before I actually walk you through the startup, it's important to note these options up top here. You can configure these. Mine, I believe, are set to the default. The first one is the ATC, which is where you can visually see and talk to the controls, the tower. We can change camera. This checklist is one we're going to look at in just a second. I can do my controls. Here we can set on AI controls. So if I just want to let the plane fly on its own, I can say control aircraft and it will fly. Now that is not the same as autopilot, manually doing the autopilot. This is just a, hey, fly it for me kind of option. Notice I do have manage radio comms turned on. I do that because I don't want to deal with it right now. So you'll notice that the lady that's sitting to my right there will do all the speaking for me, and they'll respond to her. The next one is fuel, where you can do your fuel adjustments, nav log, objectives, da-da-da-da-da. Here's one. The VFR map is really nice. You're going to use this a lot. You can also just use the keyboard shortcut of V, and that brings up your map to help you see where you're going. And you can see, because we got GPS enabled, we have the red line that shows the direct path to where I'm going. All right, so now with all that said and done, I'm looking at the plane here, and you can see here's my main instrument cluster. Got your oil, pressure, your water, attitude, or should I say altitude, airspeed, RPM, all that good stuff. Here's going to be your computer. This will turn on later, and here we'll be able to see, very similar to the VFR map, you'll be able to see that, as well as things like you can actually have it do like a graphical view, so you can see when you're landing, you can actually see the runway through this. Here is a few more of our controls, like our flaps, our trim, communications, our different lights, water rudder. That's because this thing will land in the water, and since it'll land in the water, you can actually enable the rudder and pilot it like a boat in a way. Also notice, we'll see right here, this is the landing gear, and when the lights are on, you'll see what looks like a boat almost here, because if you're going to land in the water, you don't want the landing gear to be down. Okay, here's my throttle and my yokes. Here's my parking brake, where I can turn that on or off. And then up above is my favorite feature of all in this plane, the oh shit handle, the parachute. This is basically non-functional in the game, but in the real plane, it's super cool, because if you do have that oh shit moment and you're going down, you can just pull the parachute and glide safely to the ground. Other couple things up here, you can see there's some interior lights. The big one, the most important one, would be your fuel shut off. We'll use that in just a second. All right, so how do I turn this on? If I just turn the key, will it start? That's a big negative. It won't. Well, how do I know how to turn it on? Well, this is where this checklist comes in handy. Every plane that you fly has a checklist. Every plane starts up differently. The checklist is here to teach you how to start up. Okay, so I'm going to start off, notice this has 3 different sections. I'm going to start off in the cockpit entry, and you can see it says electrical equipment off. Well, I think it's off. How do I know? Well, if you look over here to the right, there's an eyeball. And if you click on the eyeball, it will actually take you to what you're supposed to check or turn on, and it highlights them in blue. So these are actually all off, so I'm good. Master on. Well, if I click on it, here's the master, and it is off, so I'm going to turn that on. And just like that, all the lights start shining. Fuel valve, well, we've already seen that, but I'll do it again. Click on the view, I go up, I'll turn the fuel valve, I'll say it again, the fuel valve with a click, and then I'll move on to the engine start. Strobe lights on, so let's click, where's the strobe lights? Here they are, I'll turn those on. Throttle, I'll go ahead and control that with my joystick. Ignition, now, when I start this up, because I have my ATC set to being done by the computer, they're immediately going to ask for a pushback. Okay, so you can see here, if we look out here, there's a man that I like to call Mr. Mustache. And Mr. Mustache is going to come and he's going to push us back. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the key. And if you watch here, it's automatically requesting it. Hey, Mustache, will you push me back, sir? Thank you kindly. Now, one thing I do need to make sure I do here is I need to take this emergency brake and turn it off, because when he goes to push me back, if I have the emergency brake on, I will barely go anywhere. Okay, oil pressure monitor, throttle, all this is already good. I'm good here. Engine run up, test the throttle. Yeah, that looks good. Exterior lights, I do need to turn lights on. We'll do the nav, the taxi, and the landing gear, or landing lights, I'm sorry. By the way, what you're just seeing is a graphical glitch where it showed him coming through me. That is all the startup process. So I am now ready to roll. You can see he is pushing me backwards. So the last thing that I need to do is actually get to the runway. Now here in a second, you're going to see my co-pilot here ask, or say I'm done being pushed back. Now where do I go? See? Here we go.
Washington ground, Bandit Bravo Alpha November 1 with uniform, request taxi for takeoff departure to the east. Bandit Bravo Alpha November 1 taxi to and hold short of runway 19er using taxiway Charlie Alpha cross runway.
So 19er, 19. How do I get there? Hey, Mr. Mustache, how do I get to runway 19, sir? Follow the blue lines. Gotcha. So you'll see here that the blue lines come on after they finish the discussion, and this is going to tell me how to get to my runway. So all I have to do now is basically get the engine going and drive myself to the runway. Now in the next video, we'll be at the runway, and we'll go over taking off and basics of flying in this Icon. One quick note, don't go too fast when you're driving down the runway, because these planes will flip if you turn too quickly. And you will see a lot of buses and things driving around. These are kamikaze buses. They will drive right towards you, like this car coming right here. The good thing is, I'll just prove it to you real fast. Come here. Come here. Oh no. They're ghosts. They won't harm you. So while you're driving to your spot on the runway, don't worry about them. They're not going to hurt you. All right, that'll be it this video. I will see you soon at the runway.